Mark, first game of 2026, a 4-4 draw at home to Thorn Athletic. What's your first reaction to today's game?
One for the spectators. And, funny enough, look, I think it's hard. It's hard because I've yo-yoed. I think between the two of being exceptionally proud of the lads. They're playing basically 70 minutes of football and getting something out of it, and being 3-0 up, I think, is where the sore bit happens. 3-0 up at half time, but even then I think it put a lot of work into that first half, and you can see the second half that we did get very leggy. Look, Thorn are a great team, you know that they've got some good possession football, and we try to, for me, protect the lead, is what we thought, because again, first game back for the Christmas period, not a lot of football being played, no actually had a lot of training because of the ice and the Astro and stuff, so boys are not as fit as what we probably were before the break, but that's just the reality, that's everybody. So they make a couple of changes at half time and then come right at us, and look, that we were talking about it earlier, we lose 2 goals in 10-15 minutes or something like that. I think actually 62nd minute is when the third goal happens, so we've lost 3 goals in just over 15 minutes. That's disappointing. And I'm not blaming the boys, I'm going to warn them. I told them at half time, Thorn have done this before, they've been 3-0 down and they've came back. I think Maryhill finished 3 each after that, and they done the same against Thorn Athletic. I think they lost that game 4-3, but I was like, it's no done. I'd just like to have held out, I think, before we lose that first goal for a wee bit longer, but happens. A wee through ball, and look, obviously the penalty, and you're like, can barely do it again. Unfortunately you couldn't, but look, proud of the boys and the effort that they put in. Like, the lads ran their socks off there, and I've got no faults in it. And then even to lose a goal late, and then he go back and peg him back, and I think Johnny's even, we were joking with him, he's got a chance when the keeper scuffed it, and again, if Johnny's no ran himself into the floor, he was maybe get the legs to potentially control that, but just one of the things. Imagine the scenes if it would have been another last minute goal, but it's hard not to look at it as 3 points dropped, and I know the positives, you're going to 0.1 like through the way that the game goes, so fine. And look, Nate Lambs, I think the decisions and stuff like that within the game, maybe the first penalty that they got, I think is a bit iffy, but look, red card's a red card, and all like that, and again you're going, Jesus, we were joking with Jay and saying we were better without you, get sent off when we went 3-0 up, so that's what I'm like, you can see it. Even Logan Hunter, who's probably not known for his defensive work, was everywhere today, and showing us a wee bit of quality on the ball as well, and just unlucky. And it's the numbers, you know, maybe that spare man where you try and be a wee bit more defensive. I think we struggled to get out, and I'm gonna will take that, but that was a plan. All that, like, soak up the pressure, let them deal with it. And first one's a penalty, second one, Davy Cedar for, I think, the edge of the box behind him, like, finds a tap corner. You're just like, what's your luck? And then I think, trying to think through them, I think a wee bit of the conditions as well. It was like shots that were maybe scuffed that just kind of fell with people, and then it was nice touches and turns, and they've went and nicked it and get themselves back into it at 3 each. And then the fourth one again is, I think it was a missed shot that Davies then guided into wee Nathan's path to slot it home. So at fourth, we were under the cosh second half, like we knew that was going to be the case, so no the normal kind of performance that we had in, but I was amazed, to be honest, to be 3-0 up at half time with the 10 men, but we knew it was going to be tough for second half, unfortunately, like it was. And I suppose you go with that 0.1 earned at the back end, because the lads gave everything. I think there'll be some set of legs tomorrow, so and thankfully you've got Cal, Kobe, Hoodie and that coming back on, and we're missing Hammy and stuff like that as well, so no blaming anything at all. As I said, we're 3-0 up, and I think holistically you should be able to see a 3-0 out to go and at least take a 3 points for the game. But it's one of the things, one of the tough games, couple of wee sleeping moments and stuff like that, but it's leggy, it's no bad performances for anybody. It's because they were grafting and they were doing everything, and like, sometimes your guy gets away from you when your legs are tired, and they made us punish, because I don't think there wasn't crazy chances either team. Where you look at our goals as well, one's in like, cross into the box in their own goal, Rowan's is a breakaway, and the same with Johnny's, it's a long ball like breakaway when we're sitting in for the 10 and we go up and he goes and wins a penalty for Hunter. So tough to analyse it. As I said, one for the spectators, like sitting there watching it, because Thorn fans at half time are probably thinking what's going on here, and then the jubilation they probably had at 4-3 is insane, and carnage, but junior football.
A game that had absolutely everything. Like you say, under the cosh for large periods of the second half. Probably struggled to get out for a lot of it, but like to get the goal with maybe the only shot on target maybe in the second half, not far off it. But definitely deserved it.
No many. He's no. I think Ben's had a header from a long ball in as well, from a free kick that's just went wide. That he's flicked on and he had to go in. I don't think Sam's not been overly troubled that second half. But again, that's what we were doing. We were protecting it. We were asking them to come and try and break us down and do that. Like I suppose credit to them. Like, they've went and got their goals. It doesn't matter how it goes in, and even our fourth, like, bundled the other line. And I don't know if Ben's taking credit or if it's an OG or whatever. We'll let the socials decide that. But for me, had probably a wee bit of relief there at the end that the game's managed to finish and we've seen it out. But if I'm being critical, saying I would have liked to have no gave away the goals, but when we're looking at it, well, there's a couple of bits of magic and then a couple of wee unfortunate bits. And like the same for us, I can't say that any of our goals were lovely worked. In fact, my favourite bit of the game was when Marriott hit the bar. There was great play down the line in the first couple of minutes, and Duffy's put a great ball on for him. So, and that's normally the kind of football that we've got. And as I said, we've done to 10 at 20 minutes or something like that. So it's a hard ask for the lads who are already pretty leggy, coming in at heavy damp pitch as well. So we'll take it. But it's good to get the reinforcements back. And as I said, I can't fault the lads. Because they put everything into it. Obviously I could be critical and say don't let them 4 goals or anything like that, but that's easier said than done. So all in all, we take it and we move on. Then you go where do you go there? I think there's no too much analysing it or picking the bones on it. I know we're into 2 really hard games with 3 in Bells Hill, so it'll be good for us. We'll take it into Monday and we'll go again. But you've got Drew sent half, and look, Thorn are a new team. We've got a couple of new bodies and recently as well. So I don't think they're not the same team that we played at the start of the year either. Like the conditions is completely different for playing in the end of July, early August as well, for a nice game where you can probably go and play some good football. That was probably a bit of a battle at times. The day, and look, now we all I fancied ourselves in a battle and stuff like that. I was quietly confident. I'm not going to, and I wouldn't even sit there and go, the 10 men, like the sending off changed the game or anything like that, because again you go down to 10 and you go 3-0 up. So I think just the timing of the goals in the second half just changes the momentum. It put a bit of doubt in us, and then it gave them a wee bit of belief, and they came at us and they took their goals. But as I said, there's a couple of wee lapses of concentration here and there, and we've been punished for it. But I'll take my point. I'll take my point after all, and get back to it.
Great. Thanks very much, Mark.
Cheers.